Oh, good Monday morning, everyone. Jeff Exline in the Digital Content Center. Hopefully, you have a great day. Weather-wise, going to bring you an update on the weather. Steelers making a big trade right now, and Bill's off this week, so I know Bill would be talking about this in the 9-minute fill-up. Then again, it literally just happened, so I may as well talk a little sports. But it seems like the Steelers are getting Jalen Ramsey from the Dolphins and maybe Jonnu Smith. And they're trading Minkah Fitzpatrick and maybe a late round pick. So some breaking Steelers news. Okay, let's get to the weather and let's talk a little about the rain conditions. So this week, couple takeaways. It's not going to be as hot this week as it was last week. Last week, we had 5 consecutive days of highs in the 90s. I think we're going to be more in the 80s this week. So back to more 80s this week, 90s last week. So not quite as hot. Still humid out there. Still warm. It's summertime. And I think the unsettled part of the week is early in the week. Later in the week, it looks pretty good. And that's good news for the 4th of July plans. If you have any plans for the 4th of July or having people over, looks like the weather will cooperate. Nobody wants a rainy 4th of July, right? Taking a look at a time lapse in Wheeling, West Virginia this morning. Clouds and some sunny breaks, some bugs, riverboat traffic, a lot going on that time lapse. But clouds are definitely in the sky, mostly cloudy look. 82 degrees, pretty warm out there with a heat index of 86. And those dew points remaining quite high. You can see the rain chances highest today. Tomorrow, there's a slim chance we could see a little bit of rain pop it up Thursday afternoon. But I think the first couple of days of the week will bring our best chances for rain this week. This is what I like to call the weather chalkboard, the water vapor imagery. And you can sort of make out several things here. One is this disturbance right here. This is going to be responsible for severe weather as we head into tomorrow, but that's going to be mainly lining up in these areas here tomorrow. We are watching another disturbance out ahead of that, a little weaker, that's moving into the area that's going to generate our showers and thunderstorms of today. Another big takeaway here is, let me clear all this stuff for you and show you that this trough is digging in the eastern part of the United States, and you're able to see, you can sort of see that right here. There's that trough in the center of the part of the United States right there. So once this sweeps on through, we will see things begin to improve here from weather standpoint. In terms of humidity dropping off later this week in the middle to latter stages of the week. I think the humidity will come back over the weekend, but also some drier air. You look at all these white shadings, that's a lot of moisture, the blue, a lot of deep moisture. But when you look at these darker colors, that's some drier air. So that's what's going to be building on in as we head towards the middle latter stages of the week. I want to show you real quick too. This is the Storm Prediction Center's outlook for severe weather today on a scale of 1 to 5. An isolated severe thunderstorm this afternoon. I think the bigger concern will be for some locally heavy rain again. And now tomorrow, I mentioned that disturbance will produce stronger storms to our east. And if you look at the Storm Prediction Center's forecast for tomorrow, see how those areas to our east across Washington, D.C., Baltimore, New Jersey, Philadelphia, New York City, they have a higher risk of severe weather locally or come tomorrow than what we will see locally. Looking at the radar right now, rain showers are building across the western half of our viewing area. They pass through New Philadelphia into the Tappan Lake, Freeport area, just some light rain there, and also Guernsey County moving into Belmont County towards Barnesville and moving into Monroe County. So this activity is moving off towards the east. So if you are headed out here within the next hour, maybe for lunch, you'll see some light rain showers move eastward, but nothing too heavy with this initial batch of rain. Here's a look at Futurecast. So you can see that batch moving through. Early afternoon doesn't look terribly wet. It's later this afternoon into this evening where there can be these scattered downpours like we've been seeing. So if you're, thinking about maybe grilling out after work later on today or getting the grass cut or something outdoors later today, that could be problematic because of those scattered thunderstorms. So some light showers moving through between now and midday, but then the early afternoon, not a lot of rain. But later this afternoon, this evening, that's when we'll see those scattered showers and thunderstorms. So the cold front itself is still off to the west today. We will see that move eastward, and it will be pretty much on top of the area tomorrow. So still a little unsettled tomorrow with a shower thunderstorm chance. But notice the heavier rain later in the day. is going to be to our east. So that's where the heavier rain is going to be to our south and east tomorrow out ahead of the front. With the front on top of us, we will see some showers and some thunderstorms scattered about your Tuesday. Then that front moves east of the area finally. So high pressure will build in. The humidity levels will start to trickle down a little bit Wednesday. There is another front that will be sweeping through the Great Lakes into Thursday. See that one up to the north? That one could deliver a stray shower, thunder shower Thursday. But for the most part, once we get by tomorrow, I think we're going to be entering into some drier times for the rest of the week. And that's good news for the 4th of July, which is this upcoming Friday. We're looking at a mostly sunny sky on the 4th of July with a high temperature of 85 degrees, looking perfect for outdoor picnics, pool parties, parades, fireworks celebrations at night. The weather looks fantastic for the 4th of July. And it looks like that weekend, your holiday weekend, doesn't look too bad either. High temperatures do creep up a little bit, upper 80s and then near 90 over the weekend. So much of this week, as I mentioned, not as hot as last week. Generally in the mid 80s here throughout much of the week. Coolest day being tomorrow with a high of 82. But then the temperature up near 90 returning into the weekend. Humidity trickles down during the middle of the week. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, not all that humid. It creeps back up over the weekend. And there could be some rain chances returning into early next week, but that's a long ways out there. High temperatures pretty toasty in the upper 80s to near 90. So in general, temperatures will be running above normal over the next 10 days. The temperatures will not be as high as what we saw last week. Remember, last week you saw a lot of low to mid 90s for 5 days in a row. So that was rough. This week, not as rough looking. In fact, we probably won't even hit 90 until this upcoming weekend again. If we hit it, it would be either Saturday, Sunday, or maybe even early next week again. But a lot of mid 80s throughout the upcoming week. And Dan says, thanks, Jeff. Thank you. Okay, there you go. Thank you, Dan. Thanks. Yeah, Dan sends all these great, fabulous photos. So thanks, Dan, Dan was thanking me, but thank you, Dan, for all those great photos. He sends, and you could chime in photos, go to the WTOV9 app, but Dan sends in a lot of amazing photos for our photos of the day that we show in the morning hours. Renee says, good morning. Enjoy your 4th of July. Hope you don't have to work. I actually do have to work on the 4th, Renee, but I'll enjoy it. It's early in the day, so I'll get out of here at 12:30. So I'll be able to enjoy the 4th of July in the afternoon on Friday. Looking forward to a little get together with friends and family Friday after work. So I'll be able to enjoy it, but also work a little bit too in the morning. The weather doesn't stop. It's the thing with the news business. It never stops. Okay. So that's pretty much, I think, all I have for you. Let me see if I have anything else here in the old weather bag of tricks. What didn't I go over here that we could talk about a little bit? It's a pretty straightforward week. I guess really the unsettled part of the week is early in the week. And then later in the week, it's when it's going to be drier from a rain standpoint. We could use that because, it's been almost a daily, chances of rain here. We did get a little bit of a reprieve yesterday. So there we are in our 90-degree days. Just in case you're wondering, we stand at 5 for this year, 30 last year, 2023, and zip 0. We average about 10 in a year. So, I still think when this summer is all said and done, I think we're going to be closer to that 10 mark than we will the 30 mark, although we're halfway there. I still have a feeling looking back at, looking back at summer that we'll see that last week could be one of the hotter stretches when you have 5 days in a row like that with 90s. But, we may be a little bit over 10 for the summer, but I don't think we're going to have as many as what we had last year with 30 90-degree days. 2020 also featured 22 90-degree days then. So, but this year so far, 5, and average is about 10. I wanted to show you the muggy meter too. What is very humid, and again, that humidity is fueling all these downpours that we've been seeing of late, leading to some flooding at times and heavy rain. That's the problem. We have very high humidity. It's been with us going back to last week. Now, there's your good news as you look at the muggy meter. See how it drops as we head towards Wednesday, Thursday, Friday's not all that humid. It will spike back up again over the weekend a bit, but there is going to be a nice reprieve coming our way in humidity. It's actually going to be pretty pleasant Wednesday into Thursday into Friday morning. So, we have that. We have that for us in our corner, that it will be a little bit more comfortable here later in the week. It's not going to be as hot as it was last week either, with those high temperatures last week in the 90s, 5 consecutive days. This week, we're looking at those high temperatures generally in the 80s. So the best chance of rain, if you're just tuning in, is going to be early in the week. That would be today and tomorrow. There's a small threat of something popping up Thursday afternoon. High temperature is going to be in the 80s much of the week, getting closer to 90 over the weekend. And there's those pretty nice looking 4th of July as I see it. So all things said, it's pretty good. One last look at the radar here for you. And I want to show you that we do have some light rain moving in. If you're wondering, if sky's getting a little dark at your location, I would think one of those locations would be Caddis, where it's getting a little dark right now. I could, let's see if we could pop up the camera there in Caddis and show you. So it's just some light rain moving into the Caddis area from the west. Nothing too heavy whatsoever. Also approaching Carrollton. So there you can see, it's clouding up there in Caddis, and you have some light rain about to move in to your neck of the woods. Also St. Clairsville, a little bit of light rain moving in from the west as well, starting to cloud up in some of these areas right now with that rain coming in. So nothing heavy, but that rain is moving off towards the east. So it's moving into Carrollton, Caddis very shortly. It's raining up along Tappan Lake right now, Freeport, Barnesville, about to be raining very lightly in Morristown, and Woodsfield about to see some light rain as this moves off towards the east. So nothing too heavy with this first batch. We will keep an eye on things, especially for the afternoon hours. I can let's turn on all the radars here and give you a look. So nothing too heavy quite yet out there when it comes to rain. Most of this is on the lighter side, but we'll be watching for some heavier rain potentially moving in for the second half of the day. So anything through early this afternoon, there we go. I wanted to show you the futurecast is going to be rather light, but as we head towards mid-late afternoon, that's where those downpours start to develop, and they'll be moving through. So watch out for those downpours. Could cause some locally heavy rainfall in some areas. As we all know with thunderstorms, though, in these type of patterns where, one location you get hit with heavy rain, and you could even have flooding, and then 5 miles away, hardly any rain. We saw that last week where there was flooding in the Wheeling area, and 5 miles away in St. Clairsville, they hardly had any rain at all. More of that with these thunderstorms. Summertime thunderstorms are a lot different when it comes to rain than what you get in the winter months or spring season or early or later fall. That's more widespread stratiform system. So stratiform systems bring you widespread big areas getting rain or precipitation or snow in the winter. In the summer, you rely on a lot of times convection to give you rain, and convection, of course, with thunderstorms. But convection is a much smaller scale. That's why thunderstorms can hit one location very hard. Another location, 5 miles away or so, doesn't get any rain at all. And that's been the case. And then, that's really the calling card of summertime thunderstorms and convection, is that they don't distribute rain evenly across the area. They can bring heavy rain to some and no rain to others. So a couple more days of this today and tomorrow, and after that, the weather will start to improve and looks good for the 4th of July. So that's all I have for you. A quick update on this Monday morning. Thanks for checking in with me, and I'll have another update, as always, on News 9 Midday. Have a great day, everyone.